Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Please consider subscribing. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to the channel. Unsubscribe if you don't like the content. Hit the like button and consider donating. That being said, let's jump right into it. Boom! David Benavidez. I think we see a little kink in the armor. Now we know David Benavidez has been out here ranting and raving and all kind of things to say about Caleb Plant. Calling him the P word. That seems to be the favorite word of the Benavidez father and his two sons, especially going into this fight with Caleb Plant. A lot of bad feelings, a lot of anger, a lot of emotions. And I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people seem to have gotten behind David Benavidez and like the fact that he had a little bit of a chip on the shoulder, was being more vocal, talking violence, breaking jaws, breaking ribs, breaking bones, kicking people in the balls. Like, by all means necessary, he's going to win the fight, right? Even I said, man, this guy sounds pretty convincing. Got Mimo Heredia. My man body changed. I said, damn, Caleb Plant's in trouble. But then we know Caleb Plant has Conti. But the thing is, right, when I say there may be a kink in the armor, hey, word on the street is all that I'm going to break a jaw, I'm going to break ribs, I'm going to bite him. All that stuff David Benavidez was talking doesn't seem to be that it was genuine. That he was just saying things to sell the fight. Even now, we'll get to his dad. Now, the reason I say that is because his wife, you can tell David, I've always said David Benavidez is one of the good ones. But I even did a video where I talked about how I said, let me just show you what I did. Y'all remember when I did this video? A-Holes of the Year award goes to the Benavidez family. Now, I did that video after the initial press conference with David Benavidez and Caleb Plant, and the whole thing came up about at some point in time the father may have mentioned Caleb Plant's parenting, lack of parenting, poor parenting, whatever it was, right, about his daughter after his daughter passed. Now, the father has no relationship with Plant, had no relationship with his daughter, no relationship with the mother, right? And I remember thinking, once the child, we're talking about a baby, right? Little child, man, passes away, you shouldn't talk about it at all. Especially if you don't know Caleb, you don't know the mother of the child, you don't know the child, you have nothing to do with anything. You shouldn't talk. The most you can say is my condolences or my heart goes out, something like that. But you shouldn't come out there and start talking trash about Caleb Plant not being there for his daughter, using his daughter to promote his career to get people to feel sorry for him, right? So that's where I said, this right here, the A-Holes of the Year award goes to the Benavidez family. But I always said, David, he seems kind of out of character, right? He's always humble, easygoing, smiling, nice. I even said, look, you could tell he probably grew up close to his mom. He was the baby. He was fat at the time. Boxing kind of saved him. But you can tell he's different from his brother and his dad. He's one of the good ones. But then he come out here with the Caleb Plant press conference and just saying all kind of craziness. I'm like, man, he sounds like his brother. That's not him. So his wife comes out and says, David Benavidez, it's sad. He was just trying to sell the fight. And it makes him sad that people think that he's a bad person now and people don't like him or people have bad things to say about him. Like it's really messing with him because that's not how he is. I don't know if you guys saw when he hugged Mike Tyson. He is, you could tell, man, there's a softness to him. Now, don't get me wrong, in the boxing ring, he's an animal. I'm not at all downplaying that. I'm not going to, you don't have to tell me hold my horses, don't take it to the stupid. I'm not going to take it to the stupid. David Benavidez is a bad man. But what I will tell you is David Benavidez isn't this guy who wants to come out here and insult, slander, defame, disrespect, and talk with such slackness. You know what I'm saying? That's not him. Now, his wife out here saying no, was just trying to promote the fight and everything. She didn't say that in a bad way. She's like him. I don't know them, but what I gather is she's like him. They're just kind of innocent people, seem to be genuine, and not really about all the drama. And like Caleb Plant says, all the rah-rah or whatever the hell he says, right? But what does that mean to me? That means to me that could explain why during the press conference yesterday, when him and Caleb Plant got into a verbal exchange, David Benavidez didn't really have comebacks. Caleb Plant was just sitting there, man, without any hesitations, without any stuttering, rattling off things he wanted to say and making points at the same time while taking digs at Benavidez. And Benavidez didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to do. He didn't have a retort because his whole thing, he's not a confrontational person. He doesn't like argument. You can tell that, man. That's why he didn't even know how to argue. So all this thing about getting in the face and I'm going to F you up, I'm going to put you in the hospital, I'm going to do this and that. I always said it, it's not genuine to me. But I'm telling you this, that may be a bad sign. So all that talk, let's see if it correlates to his performance tomorrow. But I have a feeling, and I've already gone on record and said this, I'm rooting for Caleb Plant. But part of me does feel that Benavidez has a good chance to win this fight, man. But with a 22-foot ring, and I did an analysis the other day, Caleb Plant, he's one of the guys, he fights on the outside. He's going to come fight mid-range, close the distance, get his shots off, roll out on the angle, then go back into the mid-range, may come back in, get a pop shot off, back to mid-range, back to the outside. He's going to keep changing distances, changing levels. He's going to keep changing range. He's going to change his punch selection, and that's going to keep David Benavidez thinking. Now, is David Benavidez as ferocious and as mean and as much as his killer as he's been saying? Because, hey, he told his wife, look, man, I'm just trying to sell the fight. I hate that people think I'm this bad guy or something. Look, as long as what he's saying is, look, I'm genuinely a nice guy, but when it comes to the fight, I'm the Mexican monster. But I apologize for the language I use. That's just trying to sell the fight. And it did help sell the fight. It really did. I ain't gonna lie. But my thing is this. Heredia and Conti. I've been saying this for months. Anybody who follows the channel, especially when I go live, there's a concentric feud, man. We're always on the live together, and we have these healthy discussions. I told you he was going to look the way he looked. But the real, let me tell you, man, when the real deal starts tomorrow with Conti and Heredia, because that's what this fight boils down to. People keep talking about Plant and Benavidez. No, man, this shit is not about Plant and Benavidez. This is about Conti and Heredia. And we're going to see. I already said I think we're going to see punch resistance beyond comprehension. We're going to see stamina beyond comprehension. We may see speed beyond comprehension. We may see power beyond comprehension. We see endurance beyond comprehension. We're going to see things that both of these fighters do we probably have never seen before. That's going to seem like impossible. And that's going to be because of these geniuses, these brilliant minds who've mastered supplementation. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe they're both taking the cocktails. But when I say cocktails, hold your horses. Don't take it to the stupid. Don't mean they're taking illegal substances. But they're taking some cocktails, right? Cocktails can be legal, man. But I wouldn't be surprised if somebody got popped for taking a little bit of the juice. But there's no proof of that. But this isn't a Benavidez thing. Although that man looking like Juan Manuel Marquez from the Fort Pacquiao fight. All them striations. When you got muscles in your face and all your marshmallow turn to muscle, you go from being Mr. Potato Head to Latin lover, baby oil down, speedoed on the beach, permanent girlfriend, wife on the side. I gotta wonder what the hell going on. But it could be that Conti and Heredia have just mastered supplementation. They've mastered weight training. They've mastered resistance training. They've mastered cardio and everything holistically when it comes to making a fighter better overall. And that is why I have my fingers crossed to make sure we don't get any news of anyone testing positive for any substances. I don't even care if it's a damn diuretic. Like, I really don't want to have that happen from either side. But I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's only fair to be a little suspicious of any fighter who's using a Conti or Heredia because of their backgrounds. It doesn't mean they're doing it anymore. right? But all I'm saying is, if you're not putting a little hairy eyeball on them, then there's something wrong with you. If you have somebody come by your house and they stole $5, and you know they stole $5, and they come back to your house, maybe you say, hey, things happen. But you're not just going to leave $5, $10 out in the open anymore when they come over, are you? You're going to put that in your pocket. Your wife may tuck it into her little bra. You may put that shit in your jockey shorts. You ain't leaving it out for them. You're going to have a little hairy eyeball on them. And that's all I'm saying. Got a little hairy eyeball on Conti and Heredia. And I want to see tomorrow just how Plant and Benavidez perform. Because to me, that's going to be a very telling sign of if they're doing things they've never been able to do before. We know Plant supposedly has this newfound power. Word on the street is he's always hit hard. He just finally started sitting down on his punches more. In the fight tomorrow, Plant's already said he's going to hold his ground at times. People think he's going to run. So when I say this, right, what is it that makes him feel he can stand there and hold his ground against Benavidez? That's all I want to know. What is it that happened over the last couple of months where all of a sudden Caleb Plant's about holding his ground and getting his shots off against a vicious puncher like Benavidez? And what is it about Benavidez that has him looking the way he's looking right now, and has him talking about the fact that he feels he can beat him so bad he goes to the hospital? He's going to break a jaw and break ribs. Like, what? Okay, we know you're strong, but where are you getting this power to break jaws and ribs? That's all I'm saying. You want to talk about ribs? I want some barbecue. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about some barbecue ribs or them Korean ribs. You know, let's not talk about you got this power after you brought Heredia on your team, and now you're going to go and break ribs and jaws, put people in the hospital and retire them. That's all I'm saying. What's giving those guys that confidence? That's all I'm saying, because neither team talked about it except they worked hard, they trained hard, they were disciplined, right? It's the best camp they've had. The rest, the training, the supplementation. And you know what? That's all they need. The rest, the training, supplementation. That's all you need. But I have my fingers crossed we don't get any bad news, man. Like that, I'll be honest with you, that would bother me. Because to me, Caleb Plant doesn't need to do that, and neither does David Benavidez. You know, you can just tell these guys are talented, man. But everybody wants to push themselves and take themselves to the next level, and I understand. Plus, when you know the word on the street is there's a lot of crap that goes on in combat sports, especially boxing. But fingers crossed. That being said, looking forward to a good fight tomorrow. If I got the time, I'm going to go live. Again, don't hurt you to subscribe if you're still here watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you don't mind, hit that like button. Take care of yourself. Eat something good. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Yo, I'm in the breeze.